My name is Andrea. It's been a while since that fateful day, but the memory still stings. I'm sitting here, sipping my coffee, and the events of that Thanksgiving keep replaying in my mind. It all came to a head that morning after the night of chaos. I walked back into the house at exactly 8 a.m. Calm as if nothing had happened the night before. The house was filled with my family, munching on leftovers, acting like the previous night's madness was just a bad dream. My mom looked at me, her eyes filled with confusion, and my sister had that smug look on her face. I walked over to the table and dropped an envelope. My dad, ever the curious one, immediately opened it. His face changed in an instant, his eyes widening in shock. My mom quickly snatched it from his hands, and my sister leaned over to peek. A heavy silence filled the room, but this time it was different. Inside that envelope were all the receipts, transfers, and bills I had covered over the past year. Every single cent that I had lent and never got back was there, along with a notice. I had been shouldering a significant portion of the house expenses for over a year, and as of that moment, I was done. No more. My mom stared at me in disbelief. "You can't be serious," she said. I just smiled and replied, "I thought I was the problem." I had made up my mind. I was removing myself and my money from this equation. My sister tried to say something, but I didn't even give her a second glance. I picked up my coffee, the one I brought because I refused to eat in a place where I wasn't respected. And then I walked out, just like that. This time, no one followed me. It's amazing how quickly respect becomes important when the person footing the bills decides to leave. Let me take you back to that Thanksgiving night. It was a typical family gathering. The house was packed, with food spread everywhere and the air filled with fake laughter. I'm an adult, not some kid that can be pushed around. I was just walking past my sister, barely brushing against her. Out of nowhere, she grabbed me hard and slapped me. It wasn't a gentle tap, it was a powerful slap that made my ears ring. I let out a loud, uncontrolled scream. Everyone in the room froze. My mom, with a cold look in her eyes, said, "Say sorry or get out now." I thought she was joking at first, but her expression told me she was dead serious. My dad was already at the door, holding it open as if I was an unwanted package. "Out," he said. That was it. No concern, no questions. Just a demand to leave. I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I just grabbed my bag and walked out in silence. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the events in my head, over and over again. I realized that I had been too easygoing, letting them disrespect me because I didn't want to cause a scene. But no more. The next morning, I made my decision. I was going to stand up for myself. And so, I walked back into that house, ready to face them all. I knew it was going to be hard, but I was determined to make them see that I wasn't the villain they had made me out to be. My family has always been a bit dysfunctional. My parents, John and Mary, are a classic example of a controlling and dismissive couple. My dad, John, is a strict man who believes in traditional family values, but his idea of those values often means suppressing any form of dissent. My mom, Mary, is more passive-aggressive, always trying to keep the peace by siding with the louder voices. My sister, Lily, has always been the favorite. She's charming and knows how to manipulate the situation to her advantage. She's used to getting her way, and she's never hesitated to use me as a scapegoat when things go wrong. Over the past year, I had been working hard at my job, earning a decent income. I thought I was helping the family by covering some of the house expenses. I never expected that my kindness would be taken for granted. I remember the first time I started paying the bills. My mom had come to me, looking worried about the mortgage. I saw the stress on her face and decided to step in. I didn't think much of it at the time, I just wanted to help. But as time went on, the requests for help became more frequent, and I found myself shouldering more and more of the financial burden. I never asked for anything in return. I just wanted a bit of appreciation, a simple thank you. But instead, I got nothing but disrespect. My sister would borrow money from me and never pay it back. My parents would take my contributions for granted, as if it was my duty to support them. That Thanksgiving night was the last straw. I had reached my breaking point. And when I walked out of that house that morning, I felt a sense of liberation. I knew that things would never be the same again, but I was okay with that. I'm not sure what the future holds for my family. Maybe they'll realize their mistake and try to make amends. Or maybe they'll continue to live in their bubble of entitlement. But one thing is for sure, I'm not going to be the one to back down. I've learned my lesson, and I'm ready to stand up for myself from now on. If you've ever been treated like the villain in your own family, I know how you feel. It's a painful experience, but it can also be a turning point. So, if you're going through something similar, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You deserve to be respected, and it's never too late to take control of your life. And if you want to hear more of my story, hit subscribe. Trust me, this is just the beginning.